Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We are so thrilled to be able to bring you theater in this crazy, weird time. Cast, please join us on screen again. Wonderful job, everybody. Thank you so much. We've had some really wonderful comments and some great activity going on. Do we have any questions from our fantastic viewers? Or is there anything that the cast would like to share?
That was fun.
That was fun. Yay.
It's never a dull moment.
Joy G. Yes, great question. So Wildflower Women's Ensemble, for those of you that don't know us, is the producing organization for Apocalyptic Shakespeare. Wildflower Women's Ensemble is still an all-female or female presenting organization. However, Apocalyptic Shakespeare as a branch underneath that is not an all-female organization, as you can see, and we are delighted actually to be able to do both sorts of projects. Wildflowers, we're looking to be back somehow, either in the park or maybe online in the spring. But with Apocalyptic Shakespeare, we get to explore a little bit more, but thank you, that's a great question, G. Was it difficult? Sinead Kennedy, for those of you who know Sinead, wants to know, was it difficult doing the sword fights? Juliana, would you like to speak to that? And then our fighters as well?
Sure. I think originally when we were trying to kind of visualize how the fights might happen, it definitely took some rethinking and kind of configuring compared to what we do on stage. But once you kind of get into rehearsal and you're rehearsing with your partners, it's just a lot of adapting. So it's saying, what works? Does this work for you? Okay, it doesn't work. So I would bring in choreography to our fighters, and then we would see what works for them, and we would adjust if it didn't. So that's
it's also challenging from the standpoint of space.
Yeah.
And as this is a real sword, and I'm surrounded by equipment, computers and televisions and things, and a ceiling. So it was a little bit tricky. And there's also the lack of actual swords hitting swords, which is a little bit unsatisfying, but it was still kind of fun.
Yeah.
Michael, did you want to share anything?
Just that it was wonderful working with, everyone. The sword fights actually were kind of fun. Even weird, very weird, but fun. That's all.
Excellent. Anything else? Anybody else want to share anything on that? Because I do have one more question. From Steph Pear, for those of you that know Steph Pear, how many rehearsals did you have? Good Lord. How many did we have? Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we had 5 this week. And then we had 3 prior to that?
I think so.
Does that sound right? So I think we had 8. This is actually, we had more for this one than we did for our 2 previous ones. And most of that was because of the fighting, but also the cool, darker special effects and stuff like that took a little bit more doing and conversation. And so we expanded it out a little bit. But yeah, we had about 8. We, in the past, I think have done 6, maybe 7. Okay, thank you, Steph. Lady Macbeth, have you played this part before? What was your preparation?
Let me unmute myself. No, I haven't played Lady Macbeth before. My preparation basically was just really reading the script over and over again, and actually just thinking at points in my own life where I could kind of draw into that, I am a true crime fan, so that probably helped a little bit in terms of, what is the motivation in terms of this crime and how can we get away with this? So
wonderful. Thank you, Marie. And Marie is joining us from the East Coast. And Mason is joining us from Colorado. And Michael's joining us from Los Angeles. And I believe Jessica is joining us. Jessica, our dramaturg, is joining us from Georgia. And I believe everybody else is from the Justin Seward is joining us from Chico, California. Everybody else, yes, everybody else is from Sacramento. So that's one of those things we really enjoyed, is being able to branch out and work with people from outside our region. It's really fun to get to know new folks and to be willing, and thank you all for being willing to jump in and try this. To me, it's still a little crazy to do theater online, but it's fun, it's exciting. Paul Nauman, no, you can't have your garage back. I'm keeping them, all of them, in my back pocket, and so you can't have your garage back yet. Our next show, well, we are going to take a little bit of a break. Many of us have been doing theater, maybe more than we do in live theater. I don't know, but they've been back to back since June, I think is when we started this. So we're going to take a little break and let the City Theater Holiday Show have some space to rehearse. That'll be going up in when is that going up, Luther?
November 30th, December 7th.
Great. So it's going up late November, in December. The next plan that we have for Apocalyptic Shakespeare is actually to do a reading of, and this is probably going to sound like, why are you doing a reading of your own play? Because I haven't done it yet. I've adapted Persuasion by Jane Austen, and I'd like to hear some actors' voices on it. So we are going to do that towards the end of the year. And then we're going to regroup for the spring and see what comes up. Also, where we are in the world will have something to do with that. But we don't see Apocalyptic Shakespeare or Wildflower going anywhere. We just sort of see us changing our focus. Juliana or Josh, as my co-artistic staff for Wildflower, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
I saw us both unmuting at the same time. We will be going forward in the next couple of months, revamping a program for teenagers in West Sacramento virtually. So watch out for that if you're from the West Sacramento area.
We won a grant from the West Sacramento Foundation. And so Juliana is going to be heading up the classes on that for teenagers, 2 groups, I believe, that are going to be 4-week long. And I've seen the curriculum. And if you know any teenagers in West Sac, yeah, get them signed up. It's going to be really fun. Josh.
I just wanted to add a huge thank you for everyone who's joining us. The commitment with Wildflower that we have is to bring Shakespeare free and accessible to the community. And when the pandemic happened, we didn't know how we were going to do that and how to get this out to you. And so for you to join us on this platform as we're discovering how things work themselves, it's really an honor to have you on this journey with us, because during all this quarantine, we can feel very alone, but right here, we're a huge family, and you as our patrons, you just make it all worth it. So thank you.
Yes, I thank you as well. I think our cast thanks you. We've had fun, and we've met new people. We've tried new things. I wasn't really sure how sword fighting and blood and death were going to work, but it works. It works. And thank you, Zoom, for the black and white backgrounds, black and white filters, and everybody for really jumping in and making this more than I had imagined it could be. I do also want to thank Joy G and our anonymous donor. Thank you so much for the support. So you know that anything donated while Apocalyptic Shakespeare is performing, or within this next few weeks where Wildflower is not actually performing, anything that is donated is earmarked for Apocalyptic Shakespeare, and it will help us cover any costs that come up. And we have raised a little money, so it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, Joy. This was truly excellent, worth staying up for. She's in Michigan. Great job, everyone. So we've gotten some great feedback. We really appreciate you all being here. And we are going to call it an evening. So thank you all very much. Viewers, we'll see you soon. Have a good night.
Good night.